Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. This is my gift kitchen. Today I'm here to teach you how to prepare authentic Ghanaian okra stew. So my lovely viewers, stay tuned with me and let's prepare it together. So first of all, these are the ingredients that we'll be needing for our okra stew. So we have here our okra, our garden eggs, our tomatoes, and then our green pepper here, our garlic, our ginger, and then 1 cube. And then when it comes to the meats that we'll be using relay, salmon, crab, and then beef, known as tulu beef. And then we might need palm oil and then shrimp powder. The shrimp powder is optional. And then we have our momoni, since we'll be preparing our own Ghanaian okra stew. So the momoni tutu is optional. You can choose to use it, you can choose not to use it. So we are coming to start by cutting our okra. So set that aside. So viewers, as we are done cutting our okra, we are now going to our garden eggs. Most of the time I like my garden eggs to be plenty more than the okra. So you can choose. Some might not like it plenty. You might like the okra more than the garden eggs. So we are about cutting our garden eggs to the sizes that we are done. So we'll set that aside. Now I'll cut 2 onions aside. So you can choose to cut it anyhow that you want it. We're using this to grind our ginger, garlic, and then the pepper. So we'll put this one too aside. So we are about cutting our garlic and then ginger too. This is what we'll be using to steam our beef. Okay, so we'll be adding our green pepper to the chopped ginger and then garlic. Okay, here we go. So we add our green pepper to the ginger and then the garlic. Then we have our onion here too. We add it to it. We're grinding them together. Always remember that a lot of onion to makes the food taste good. Yeah. So here we go. But before we grind it, some people like a lot of pepper, some don't. So you can choose to use the number of pepper that you want. Yeah. So we are about grinding our natural spices. But before we grind it, we'll set this aside. Then we'll go by cutting our tomatoes. Yeah. So you can choose to keep the seed inside and cut, but me most of the time. So viewers, some people don't like the tomato seeds, so they throw it away. But the tomato seeds gives the stew a good taste. So me, what I do is I add it to grinding ingredients that I'll be using. So this is how I go about doing it. Please always remember that when you are preparing okra stew, you shouldn't let the tomatoes to be many. Yeah, because you might not get the actual taste that you want. So you can just use 3 tomatoes or 2 or your preferred one, but make sure that it will not be too much in the stew. Yeah. So now we'll go about cutting our tomatoes and set that one to the side. So I only use just 2 tomatoes. So now you know that as for my gift here, I want everything to be local. I mostly want, when I'm grinding my vegetables, I always want it this way. I don't want it to be blended too much. So here we go. I'm through it, grinding my ingredients. I'll set it aside, and then we go to the meat. You cut the willy. This is willy. So you cut it to the sizes that you want it. Then we come to our salmon. We are through with it. So now we are done with cutting our okra, our garden eggs, our onion, tomatoes, our garlic, ginger, everything. We have our palm oil too. We have our shrimp powder, and then we have our momoni. So before I start with the preparation of the stew, before we put it on fire, I have my okra. This is the okra that I chopped. So it will go in nicely. Then I have my beef here. I'll be adding it to it, which is tolo beef. We call it, the Ghanaians call it tolo beef. So we have that one too here. Then I'll add my crab. You can choose to use any crab of your choice. We have different types of crab here. So we have that one too here. Then I'll add a little of the chopped onions that I have here to give it a good flavor. Yeah, that's all. Since we are preparing okra stew, you don't have to let the water to become plenty because I'm not preparing okra soup. So we just add a little water to it. A little water to it. That's all. So this is what we'll be using to boil our okra. So we cover it nicely, then we put it on fire and boil it for about 5 minutes. I didn't add salt because of the beef. Yeah, so we should always be careful whenever we are using beef in preparing our food. Yeah, because the beef already have a lot of salt in it. Our garden eggs and then the okra is now boiled nicely. So this is the boiled beef, the crab that I placed inside the okra together with everything here. So now we are about starting our stew. So first of all, you pour the palm oil inside. We add putting our momoni inside the oil. We want it to melt a little bit. So this is how we do it. The momoni is optional. You can choose to add it and take it out. But it also gives it a nice flavor. And here we go. We put our onion. Inside. We stir a little. Then our chopped tomatoes stew inside. So this is the blended ginger and garlic that and onion that I blended. I'm putting that one to inside. Then we cover it to steam for about 5 minutes. So viewers, we are about checking our stew. See how it has become. Wow. See that everything is well cooked. So we put the relay inside. Our crab, our beef here. So we put that one inside to steam. So I have 1 cube here. Then we cover it for about 3 minutes. I'm adding some green pepper. Then this is shrimp powder. I also put that one inside. The shrimp powder gives it a nice taste. It's optional, you can choose to add it or leave it. So we are covering it. Make sure you lower it. Lower the heat to avoid it from burning. So now we have the boiled okra, the garden eggs, and then the onion. So we put it inside slowly. There we go, then we stir it. So we wait for some time, then we add our salmon to it. If you're at home, you can try this simple recipe. So I will leave the list of ingredients in the description below. So now our okra stew is done. So I'm about to enjoy it with my banku. You can choose to enjoy it with kenke or fancy kenke or even rice. So now our okra stew is ready. As you can see, I'm come to enjoy it with my banku. So this is how it is. So viewers, wow, as you can see, very nicely. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and leave comments below. Thank you.